Hello students, today we will study about the strength of the acid or base solution. We all know that to find out the nature of a solution, whether it is acidic or basic, we can use the indicators as we discussed in the first class. In the first video, we had discussed about the indicators. It can tell us whether the solution is acidic or basic. Suppose two test tubes are there and one is having hydrochloric acid and another is having sodium hydroxide. And if you will use phenolphthalein as an indicator in hydrochloric acid, it will remain colorless, and if you add few drops in the NaOH, it will turn to pink. That shows that one is base and one is acid. But suppose you are having two test tubes. In the first test tube you are having hydrochloric acid and in the another test tube you are having acetic acid. Okay, both are acids, and if you will add phenolphthalein in both the test tube, it will remain colorless. That means both are acids. Now how to find out the strength? That means out of the two acids, which one is stronger acid and which one is weaker acid. So for detecting the strength of the acid or base solution, a scientist was there who gives the pH scale, and the name of the scientist was Sorensen. So he gave a pH scale, a scale used to measure H ion concentrations in a solution. How many H ion concentrations are present? And we know higher the H ion concentration, the stronger the acidic nature it will be having. Okay. Now pH. P stands for potence. In German language, potence stands for P, and potence means power. Okay, that means power of hydrogen. Power of hydrogen, it is called as pH scale. Now let's make it more clear. It is a scale ranging from 0 to 14. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 14 it is having. Okay, now this 7, it is neutral. If the pH of a solution is 7, then it is termed as neutral solution. And as we move towards 0, from 7 towards 0, acidic nature increases. That means hydrogen ion concentration increases. Suppose the pH it is 5 and the pH it is 1. So the pH 5, it will be showing the less acidic nature as compared to the solution having the pH 1. This is highly acidic or more acidic as compared to this one. Similarly, when you move from 7 to 14, here the basic nature increases, or you can say acidic nature decreases, or H plus ion concentration decreases. That means the acidic nature decreases. Now, how to find out the pH of the solution? This is the question. In the laboratories, there is universal indicator. In the laboratories, there is a universal indicator solution, students. Suppose we are having 5 solutions, A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Now to all these test tubes in which these solutions are present, we will add few drops of universal indicator. Okay, to all of them. Now, in the first test tube, the color appears red. In the second test tube, to which we are given the name B, it will turns to yellow color. C turns to green color. D turns to blue color, and E turns to violet. Now there is a pH chart with which you can tally the color. Okay. Now when you will tally the different color shades, you will come to know that red color indicates that it is strongly acidic. Yellow color indicates that it is weakly acidic. Green color indicates that it is neutral. Blue color indicates that it is weakly basic, and violet color indicates that it is strongly basic. So let's see here in this pH scale. If the pH is 0, what we are saying? Strongly acidic. 7. So we will start from here. If the pH is 7, that means the color will be green. If it is strongly acidic, here the color will be red. Okay, now when you start moving from 0 to 7, the color changes from red to yellow. First it changes to orange. Orange, yellow, and then green. Okay, so red strongly acidic, orange mild, yellow very mild, and green it is neutral. And when you move from 7 to 14, the 14, that means it is having the violet color. 14 violet color solution, it is strongly alkaline, strongly basic. Here when it is showing the blue color, then it is showing it is mild alkaline or weak alkaline. So from green to violet it is showing that basic nature increasing. From green to red it is showing that acidic nature is increasing. Students, in the labs we are having pH paper also. What is this pH paper? The fine filter paper. They are dipped in these universal indicator solution. They are impregnated with this solution and then they are dried. And you can simply take out a strip of pH paper. You can dip that pH paper in any of the solution and it shows the color change. As if it shows red color, you can come to the conclusion that it is strongly acidic. Yellow, weakly acidic. Likewise, you can find out the pH and you can detect about the nature strength. I should use the word strength because nature you can find out with the help of indicator, but the strength you can find out with the help of pH scale. Okay. Now, though this part it is not in our syllabus, but I would like to discuss with you. pH is equals to minus logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. Okay. Now, let's see one question on this. If hydrogen ion concentration it is 10 to the power minus 2 moles per liter, or unit you can use m, molarity. So, you will place this value in this formula. pH is equals to minus log, I place the value 10 to the power minus 2. Now, how to solve this? Minus, as it is over here, this 10 to the power minus 2, the one which is in the power, it has been taken here minus 2, then log 10 as it is. Okay. Now students, the value of log 10 is 1. So if you will solve this equation, it comes out to be 2. pH 2, that means it is acidic. Okay. And that too it is strong acidic. If the H ion concentration is 10 to the power minus 6 moles per liter. Same way, just place the value. pH is equals to minus log of 10 to the power minus 6. And if you will place this value over here, the pH comes out to be 6. That means it is acidic as well as it is weak acidic. So by the value of H ion concentration also we can find out the pH, and by the pH you can tell about the strength whether it is strongly acidic or basic. One question here I would like to ask you. There are two solutions, A and B. Okay. Now A is having the pH 2 and B is having the pH 10. Okay. A and B. A is having the pH 2 and B is having the pH 10. Now out of A and B, which will turn phenolphthalein solution pink? So by the values you can detect their nature. A pH 2, that means it is acidic. B pH 10, that means it is basic. And phenolphthalein solution turns pink in the basic solution. So the answer will be B. The solution B will turns the solution of phenolphthalein pink. Now we will discuss the importance of pH in daily life. pH of our digestive system. Students, we all know during the digestion process in the stomach, the medium of the food it is acidic. And you all know why the medium of the food is acidic, because for the working of an enzyme pepsin. There is an enzyme in the stomach. It requires the acidic medium for its working. Okay, so here in the stomach we are having dilute HCl secretion. The walls of the stomach, they secrete an acid, that is the dilute hydrochloric acid, for the working of the pepsin, and this dilute HCl, when it is secreted in a normal amount, it's good for our digestive system, but sometimes due to certain factors, the amount of dilute HCl, it is secreted more in amount by the walls of the stomach. So it causes pain and irritation, and sometimes in such a large amount the HCl is secreted that it start eating the wall, mucous membrane of the wall, and the ulcers develops. So it becomes a serious problem. Now, to neutralize this acid, generally the antacids are given. Antacids. So what are antacids? The substances which are administered inside the body to neutralize the excess of acid produced by the walls of the stomach. Now, in the form of antacids, generally milk of magnesia, MgOH whole twice. It is called as milk of magnesia is taken, or baking soda also taken. The formula of baking soda, it is NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate. So what is the role of milk of magnesia or baking soda in our body? They are working as antacids. And what are antacids? The substances are used to neutralize the excess of acid produced by the walls of the stomach. Now, the second importance of pH in the daily life, pH change as a cause of tooth decay. Students, we all know that tooth is made up of the outermost covering of the tooth, it is enamel. Okay, now this enamel, it is made up of calcium phosphate, Ca3PO4 whole twice. Enamel, it is made up of calcium phosphate, and this enamel, it is the hardest substance present in the body, that is calcium phosphate. But what happens in our mouth when the meals are taken and after that the mouth is not properly cleaned, the food particles remain there in between the tooth. Okay, in between the teeth and inside our mouth, the food particles remain there. Now these food particles causes the production of bacteria. So leftover food particles, what they are causing? I am just drawing the flow chart so that you can write it in the form of language. Food particles, they are causing the production of bacteria. Now bacteria, what does it causes? It produces acid. Okay, and because of the production of acid, if it goes below 5.5, if it goes below 5.5, then it start corroding this enamel, the hardest substance. Okay, and when this enamel start get corroding, that means the tooth decay starts. So to avoid this, first thing that there should not be any food particles left behind. So after every meal, you should clean your mouth. Okay, and when you are cleaning, you should use a toothpaste, such a toothpaste which is having mild base. Toothpaste having mild base, so that whatever acid is produced, it will be neutralized by this mild base, and in turn the pH will not go down below 5.5 and enamel will not get corroded. Okay, so this is also happening in a daily life. Now the third point, self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. See students, the sting of the honeybee, sting of honeybee leaves, it leaves an acid. Wherever there is a sting of honeybee, it leaves an acid that is called as formic acid. Students, another name for this formic acid is methanoic acid. So don't get confused if any of the name is written, both are same. Okay, now this sting of honeybee, it leaves an acid that is formic acid or methanoic acid. Now because of this acid on that area, it causes pain and irritation. Now because it is having acidic nature, so if you will rub some NaHCO3, as we have seen over here, baking soda, if you will rub some baking soda over that area, then it neutralizes the effect of this acid. Okay, similarly, sting of wasp. This is also another insect. Sting of wasp. It is alkaline in nature. It is having alkaline in nature, and because of its nature again it causes the pain and irritation. So to get cure with this pain and irritation, if you will apply some vinegar on it. For this cure, what we are taking to cure this, we are applying some vinegar. And what is vinegar? A solution of acetic acid or ethanoic acid. So if you are applying acid on the sting of wasp, that means it is going to neutralize, because this is alkaline in nature. Vinegar, it is acetic acid, it neutralizes. Okay, so this we had talked about the animals. In case of plants also, students, there is one nettle plant. The nettle plant, it is having the sting hairs on the plant body. There is the sting hair. And if by mistaken you touch the sting hair, they inject an acid, that is formic acid or methanoic acid. Same acid is present in the sting hairs of nettle plant, formic acid. And when you touch this methanoic acid, then again the same problem, it causes the pain and irritation. And the nature has provided the cure for this problem. Near this nettle plant, there is another plant, dock plant. And the leaf of that dock plant, I just write cure for this, nature itself has provided dock plant. The leaf of this dock plant, if you will rub on that area, then it relieves the person, because it is having alkaline nature, and it neutralizes the effect which has been produced due to the acidic nature of the sting hair. The acid which is present over there, it is same as the formic acid. So we will just write down dock plant leaves. Okay, they are having alkaline nature. So in this way again the neutralization reactions cure the problem. The last one is soil pH and plant growth. See students, every plant requires a definite pH for its growth, and if the pH alters, then the growth of the plant also alters. So farmers take care of this. The pH should be maintained. Now first they find out the pH, if the soil has become acidic or the alkaline. So accordingly they take the decision and they use it. Suppose if the soil, I write both the option, if soil becomes acidic, that means if they are testing the pH of the soil and it comes out below 7, as we had discussed in the previous one, below 7, that means it is acidic. So they do the liming of soil. Liming of soil. Liming of soil means they are going to add either calcium hydroxide to the soil, okay, or calcium oxide, that is the quick lime, or powder of the chalk. What is chalk? Calcium carbonate. Okay, this process is called as liming of soil. And when this liming of soil is done, when the soil becomes acidic. So to neutralize the acidic nature, mild bases are added. Okay, now if the soil becomes alkaline or basic, if the soil becomes alkaline or basic, in that case organic manure is added. So we are writing organic manure. Organic manure is added to neutralize the salt if it becomes alkaline. So in this way students, we can check the acidic or basic nature of the soil. So these are the 4 importance of pH in daily life. Students, you will get variety of questions to find out the nature or strength of the acidic solution. Depending on the numbers you can find out, and you will be getting variety of the questions on their applications in the daily life. So please practice the questions students. Till then, keep practicing.